Welcome to 60 Minutes Nigeria. I am Wilson Marshall, standing for Rosa Abalaho, who is on abundantly absent. But today is all about the 2023 general elections and, of course, the politics of bitterness, understanding the gimmicks, understanding everything that ought to be understood. We'll talk about the politics that is going to take place come 2023 and what is happening right now in Nigeria. Taking a look at the polity, taking a look at the videos online, taking a look at the speeches being made by candidates and their supporters, taking a look also at the stand of INEC, the stand of security agencies, and the stand of all those persons that do have a thing or two to do when we talk about the election. With me here in the studio, I have a clergyman, a public affairs commentator. Both are clergymen. A public affairs commentator. When you get to hear him talk, you'll be like, hey, that's a bishop talking. Join me to welcome Bishop Austin Igbasa. Bishop, welcome to 60 Minutes Nigeria.
Thank you.
I appreciate the coming. And of course, a happy birthday to you. You got 10+1 today.
Yes.
Happy birthday, sir.
Thank you so
happy
much,
birthday.
sir. Thank you,
All
sir.
right. So very close to him. He is a pastor, an ambassador, and of course, he is a Dr. PhD, right? Amos, a one-time governorship candidate in Edo State. Thank you so much for coming on today's show. I appreciate your coming. All right, let's start off from the birthday boy. Let me call it birthday boy just for this moment.
Right. It's not the same.
It's not the same. Okay, sir. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, sir.
Now, Bishop, it's like this election is taking a dimension that many Nigerians are really expecting it to, in the sense that the candidates, the party, the supporters, they are taking this election that is forthcoming to a whole new level. You get to hear the supporters, the candidates being warned about hate speech. You get to hear people cautioning them, don't insult candidates. You get to hear parties being fractionalized. It is happening in almost all political parties right now in Nigeria because of the fast coming election. What do you have to say about this?
I think the dimension is frightening. It's frightening in the sense that, I always tell people when a man is sending his child to go and buy cigarettes, you are already preparing the child to be a future smoker. Because definitely the child may not have money to buy cigarette, but he will start with local math. When he calls the math, he begin to practice what he uses and what his father used to do with cigarette. If you look at 2014, 2015, you will see that the people today who designed hate speech, they were the author of hate speech. If you look at my back, our political leaders, they don't want history. That's why they don't want history in school. Because when you look at even a sitting president there, those were campaigning against him. The name they were calling him, even those who are elected, are not party leaders. You remember the name that President Jonathan was called in 2014, 2015. They are greatly named a sitting president in the base of campaign. In the course of campaign, even one of them said they don't want to do. Now you is the dog. Are you in an animal zoo or an animal republic? Let me say somebody is they are talking about the dog and the baboon, and they are referring to a human being. In the name of election, there are statements from somebody like Rotimi Amechi that said, if they didn't give us this government, we will run a parallel government. But not for the kind of person former President Jonathan was. That is not the kind of person who is a power drop person. I think if we have such statement today, such person should be behind the back before the election. That because when somebody says they are going to run a parallel government, that is but the kind of person, because you see the kind of person that Jonathan was, made him to be calm. You see that he was in power. There's no issue of when you call him name or nobody go to name. But people call him all kind of name. I can make sure people who are lettered, who are in his opposition. So there are people that call him leaderless president. There are people that call him Gagatin president. When they call people who said he's a blind president, they said he's a fool, and they said it in public forum, and it is all on the public space. They demand because of his kind of person, not because there's no power available for him. In fact, one of the best things you can pay to become in life in Nigeria is to be a better president. Because after God, after wishes and ways, you are the number 10 person. You have someone power. You can see somebody in the dream and say, go and kill him in the time. You have to say, I don't like you. Oh, let me say, I'm not the kind of high. Because of that, she should run after you. Just for the high. Not because of the price. Because I don't like you wearing tie. That's the kind of power. Even the president of America does not have the power that the president of Nigeria is. When you do something in America, they ask you, sir, why did you enter the why did you enter motorcycle? They ask president of America. But here in Nigeria, you can't ask the president. Why don't you go somewhere and put the presidential jet somewhere and leave it there? You can't ask the president because that is the kind of power the city president of Nigeria. If you show me, and you do not the city president of Nigeria is only a constitution. It is a constitution to himself that he decides to say, I am the constitution. That constitution is subject to the way I see it.
That is the kind of power. Now, when you look at soft power that is attached to that office, you expect people they want to buy today. And also, what you are seeing today is a seed that was planted in 2014, 2015 that has germinated into a full tree. And the frightening dimension that we need to talk about is that you see that we have not, INEC has not opened their channel for campaign. You can see that everywhere is saturated. Look into that. Just one of the should be coming to that. And Dr. Amos, you heard him talking about hitting up the polity. He kind of dove into the line from 2014, how ex-president Bola Tinubu was insulted, but did not raise any form of defense on himself. He just allowed Nigerians be. But right now, since the section of candidates indicating interest to vie for that position, you get to see one form of malicious speech, one of malicious videos, or the other. Take it up from there.
Yeah, you see, Nigeria has come to become a nation whereby you can say so many things and get away with it because you are power that people. Now, if you're on the other side of it, you are not there in power, what they'll do is you start throwing tantrums. You get me now? And by doing that, they'll say you're in opposition. The next thing, they'll send either the EFCC, the DSS, or whatever it is, whatever force it is, to go and pick you up. Now, election, to me, what I feel is right. It's not a crime to be in opposition. The reason why opposition must come up is to point to your faults. You know what I mean? It's to point to you are not doing well. It's for you to sit up. You have to checkmate. It's for you to sit up. Okay, I'm not doing this. They say that our roads are bad. Then what do? You go there and fix the road. But in our own case, if you tell somebody, if you tell the government that this place is bad, they'll say, opposition party, you are opposition. That's why you're talking like that. You're not in government. No, it is wrong. Now, hate speech has come to be, even time of Oshomole government, before His Excellency entered, it has always been there. Even when Ali was there. You see, it has come to play, and it has come to stay. See, it is not just like what my bishop said the other time. Goodluck with Jonathan was insulted, but he never raised any dust. He never said, oh, go and pick that something up. It's not a crime. In America, you can tell the president, look, you're not doing well, so therefore, why are you doing like this? You ask, you call them questions. Every government, every leader is subject to transparency and accountability to the people. You owe it. That is why you said, I want to contest. So if you're not doing well or you're not doing things right, it's the right of the student, of the people, to cry out, this is not what you promised us. But by the time you start saying, this is not what you promised us, they'll say, keep quiet, you are opposition. No, it is wrong. It is wrong. Now, I take example, when 2016 when I was contesting for governor under Labour Party, we at Uromi, my team and that of PDP, we collided at Uromi. When I mean collided, not for bad. I think one of our car was overheating. You see, they came down, they assisted us, say, your car, okay, what do you support? Yeah. You get me now? These are PDP and Labour Party. Not that we are campaigning, they were campaigning for the other one. So the one I came down, they now called me, look, your train, something is wrong there. And I drove back. When I saw them, we all greeted. They said, I said, thank you. I said, this is how it ought to be. We are not enemies for crying out loud. It's like a school having inter-house sport. You get me? Because you are in a green party does not make you an enemy of a party. No, it is wrong. It is not politics but bitterness. It's for you to say, you are not doing it right. It's for us to say, okay, after the election, let's come together. What do we do? Let's put hands together. No longer in your party platform now. Now you are now the president or you are not the state governor. Let's do everything to move the state or the country forward. But for us to start throwing tantrums, you are this, start bringing video of when you were small, when you were in kindergarten school, and no, it's not irrelevant. You don't go to school, you have this and that. You don't go to primary school, you don't go to university. But he was there, he was ruling. It's now you are bringing those things on board. Why?
Good question. Why are you bringing it now? You get to see some videos, but in the defense of all these persons posting the video, they'll tell you it is what is happening. That's what we are showing to Nigerians. That's what we're showing to the world. But this thing is real. Are they making a point, or are they making sense in that particular mindset?
That is bringing issues about someone that is contesting.
Yes.
Now, the politics we have in Nigeria is the type that people want to see how they can stop the wheel of progress. I believe that everybody has his past, and every position has opposition. Now, if anybody is in a seat and does not want opposition, the person is not ready to serve the people, because you must allow other people's view so that you'll be able to fight. I give an example of something happened in the Bible. The children of Israel, they did something and God was annoyed. And he told Moses, he said, I will wipe them away and raise a nation from you. And Moses said, sir, I know you can do it. But the Egyptian, they will say, because you don't have the capacity of taking them to the promised land, you wasted them. And the Bible says God repented of his evil. That with our small brain, a small Moses was able to give counsel to God. And God took it and said, okay, what you have said, I won't destroy them. Almighty God that we cannot reason out, with his sovereignty shown to why the God took the counsel of Moses. He's teaching us that leadership must be able to bow to other views that will be able to help to fight and put you on the right track. Now, bringing the videos of what has happened about people, you see, we must get to a level where we see politics as service to the people. Now, if we see it as a service to the people, now you bring video of somebody that is sick, somebody that is there anybody in Nigeria that does not have the sickness? Is there anybody, even those who are not sick in their body, they are sick in their pocket. So, how are you going to come up? You see, there are things, from my tribe, we are cultured to respect elderly people. We are cultured not to make mockery of what somebody is going through. He said, my enemy, don't laugh at me. When I fall, I will rise. When I sit in darkness, God will be a light to me. There are people on wheelchair today who are multi-billionaire because you don't need sweat to have money. All what you need is your thinking capacity to be able to change things and make things to work. So it is not rocket science. Like I said, now security we are talking about. Oh, it's happening there, it's happening there. A young man lost his iPad inside his car in Lagos, and with the drone in his hand, he was able to track the guy that took it to where they went, and went to the nearby police station and told them, see, somebody took my this, look at the color of the cloth, and they went there, they picked the young man up. If a young man can do that to save himself, what does it take a state? It's because we don't have the leaders who have the people at heart. If we have leaders that have the people at heart, what they call rocket science. You see, governance is not a bouquet work. It is a brain work. And that is why, before you put somebody in position, you must look at it. Somebody said, I was once a poor person. I have served in a capacity before. All my life, I don't have cover. Don't you know then, when we were warning them, that a man that cannot turn 20 naira to become 18 naira, when you make him a leader, that 40 naira you have in your purse, he's going to borrow and borrow and borrow until you will not have cover. Because while he was out of power, what was the capacity of being able to use your pension to be able to turn things around? Either you have a farm, you have something that you're able to turn around, and you have the mental capacity to make things to work. Then when you cannot do that, and somebody says you perform miracle, you are going to perform magic, it is only what you have. You see, when I started having children, my wife was giving birth to girls, and people were complaining. People in my family say, why your wife will be Abigail is the born girl. And I told them, I said, what I give to her is what she gives to me. Yeah. So I'm not going to say it, because my father had the same problem of giving birth to 3 daughters, and my father didn't have the kind of wisdom I have. He succumbed to the decision of the decision of his family. Until my mother went to a program, a convention, I said, God, give me a son. They are not pushing me out of my marriage, and that was how I was born. Now it was my bet that now stopped the divorce that would have happened. Now I married again. I start having girls just like my father. But now I have understanding more than my father. And I told the people that were saying it that what I give to her is what she's doing. Now what the leader did, the leader that led our, and for 1 year, he's chairman of poor people. What is it to give? What is coming to government? If he had that argument, now there are things you don't have that. When you do people, but I give you an example. Let's say he said the election brought me to power. It's not fair. The man started repairing from that day and set up a justice who makes and he said, I'm not a contestant. Let's come on board. It's not about my party now. Let everybody come on board. I want to give him appointment because some people then who are leaders today tell they never serve because they are after a leader. Now when we come to Jonathan, if we say the same thing, let's come together. Every person can bring people from other party to set up a team so that we can run it. It's not about everybody is leader, not a political party. So the issue of bringing how somebody the video of somebody and all that, if you are sure of your own candidates, you don't need to show the picture of when somebody still late in primary school. It's
It is insecurity. Insecurity inside of those who are marketing their own candidates.
You just gave me the next question I want to ask Ambassador. They are saying that if they don't do this, they cannot market their candidates. For you to market your candidate according to their mentality, you have to discredit other candidates. Doesn't it make sense?
It doesn't. It's very wrong. It's very wrong. See, until we come to this to understand this part, even in developed world, they don't criticize or castigate their opponent. They don't. Sell your market, sell your product. Oh, my candidate can do this. My candidate can take us away from where we are now, from this gully area to a better place, from here to the other. My candidate is the best you can think of. We don't even train tantrum or we start insulting another candidate. You say, my candidate is the best. He has it mentally, physically, all qualities all around that can deliver this state or this nation to take us to El Dorado. So these are his qualities. These are his capabilities. This is what he has done before, and this is what he can do better. You get me now? Until our leaders, whoever, whether the president or the state governor, learn to stand. Like when I was contesting, I made this body. I said, look, if after some 2 years I've not been able to fulfill either two-thirds or half of what I promised, I will resign, taking by my word. How many of our leaders can make that bold declaration by trying to give good governance to the people? One, I said before, they are not transparent. They are not accountable to the people. They don't tell the people what is being going on. You will ask me, for example, you don't know what is in governance. You don't know what it is. You see, everybody can rule. Everybody can rule. Everybody can rule. Because if you can rule your home, you can rule.
Yeah.
If you can rule your business, you can rule. So I know some people will say, no, you don't understand. Let me tell you, it's simple policy. Now, if you tell me that this road is not good, I don't need a think tank or a school of thought again to come and say, is it true that the road is bad? How do we? No, it's for you to call the people, the agents are responsible. See, if a government now, you have ministers, you have House of Assembly, you have House of Rep and the rest of them. Now, you give them constituency vote. You've never asked them for 1 day or for 1 bit. Tender your report card. What are you doing with this constituency vote? Ministry of Works, Ministry of Education, what are you doing? Display your account. In those days, I used to see when they will tell you the ministry will have their own report card, report sheet, whereby they will tell you people, this is what we've done so far. They'll say, okay, you've done that. Okay, now what next? Then you give people questions, time to ask questions. My area has not been touched. My this has not been touched. It's not so anymore. So by the time you now tell them, this is what we are doing, you carry the people along. Because you are a public servant, not a master. But the way they are taking it is they are masters and leaders and lord over the people. No. In the developed world, there was a video, maybe you might have seen it, whereby a House of Rep member, when he went back because he didn't do what he promised, they drove him away in this Asian country.
They did.
Because they say, go away with your money. Even in Ghana, there was a time that the man brought one this of food. He said, to hell with your food we don't want. How many can we in Nigeria do such a thing today? When the money is not there, when you know they say, take it easy. When he gets there, he will forget about the people. No, it is wrong.
All right.
Our mentality must change.
All right. Some are saying that whatever we see on air right now about politicians, about candidates, about political party, it is the truth. They are saying that if you really want to get involved in Nigerian politics, know that everything will be dug out. It's really necessary for one to really go out there, digging out facts, digging out even lies just to portray their point.
I think it is desperation. I see desperation, not really that people want to serve the people. If you really want to serve the people, we will not be desperate to that extent. There are people today that even go as far as planting mole just for their opponent, to be able to get facts and other things, to be able to use something to spoil their integrity. I think that one, if somebody wants to come into politics, the person must be ready to bear. That is, you must be ready to bear. And also, as far as government is concerned, I think that digging the fact behind somebody's yesterday is the work of the DSS. Maybe to be able to check if this person will be a security threat or somebody that is worthy of, that can be able to stand in that position. That would be a background check. So, but for us, the politicians have access to different places. We have seen it here, that people on the other side, where people talk about Sakiti Saga,
they will say, oh, because of this. I give you an example of Edo State, when the issue of, when the governor came for the first time, the issue of certificate came up. But because of those who were with him that time, they were able to run it around and they got over it. But when they saw that he has gone elsewhere, those people also used what they knew to be able to, and you know, one of the major things that there are things they do before people get to office. There are things you do when somebody is in office. When somebody has a challenge and is in the position of leadership, and the case is in the court, what happens is that the person will be at a crossroad. It will hamper leadership, it will hamper governance, it will hamper even what the promise that an individual made for the people, because you are now sitting at the edge. Because you know some of this litigation may end up to the highest bidder. If it's a place where you say the jurists, they are above, they stand by the truth, you will sit down and say, okay, this is the truth about me. I don't have anything to worry. Let me be working for the people. Now, but because we live in a country where 1 + 1 is 11, and it's not 2. So that is why 1 + 1 is 11. It's 11. It's 2, please. 1 and 1. What is 1 and 1? I want you to call remove the plus from inside. When you remove the plus, it is 11. You are going to say 1 and 1 is going to be 11. Now what I'm saying is that every person, and also as we are talking about people digging the yesterday of people, there are people in position who have different name in primary school, different name in secondary school, different name in the HNC, different name in OND, different name in HND, there are all kinds of names everywhere. Now, I don't know, it is only Camelon that picks everybody's color. Now, if you are going to be in a position of authority, you must also do a background check of yourself to be able to see that, oh, I've been able to live a life worthy of regulation. There is a parable in my place. You cannot walk without your head shaking. That is, no matter who you are, when you are walking, your head must shake. That is to say, there is nobody that is a saint among mankind, but there are some behavior that will not be good for somebody that you can call our leader tomorrow, because such behavior will not project you as a good leader and will not project good followership. So, but when we start going to some other issues that are irrelevant, what I believe is that you want to market your candidate, how do you go about it? Number one, preach your manifesto. Preach your manifesto. Preach your manifesto. I cannot be selling keke napep and be doing advert for somebody that is using Okada. So I should market what I'm selling. That is the slogan. Display your manifesto. This is our manifesto. That's one of the problems we have. Number two, you will not begin to talk of the antecedent. Now, if you look at all the major parties that those who are contesting for president, both PDP, APC, NNPC, NNPP, NNPP, Labour, that we can say these are 4 major parties now, apart from other parties that God has helped them, but their volume is not too loud like that. But the rest one that are loud now, you can say that all of them are being in position of authority before. So you have what you can use to check them. Because one of the things you use to market your candidate, if you are sure of your own, is to use the antecedent.
All right, so you just hold on that, Bishop. We want to go on a break. Don't forget that this is 60 Minutes Nigeria. We're taking a look at the 2023 general elections and understanding the politics of bitterness. Don't go away. We'll be right back. You just joined us. This is 60 Minutes Nigeria with Wilson on Marshall. Not to worry, next week, Rosa Bola will be here. It's all about understanding the politics of bitterness because of the fast coming 2023 general election. So many things are happening. Even when INEC, they've not lifted, the veil covering campaign. Take a look at the social media. You get to see one form of direct or indirect campaign. You get to see it laden with such bitterness, such venom. And I keep on wondering, how did we get here? I have Bishop Austin Ibasa and, of course, Pastor Amos with me here in the studio to share their thoughts and, of course, their opinions on this particular discussion. Ambassador, let me come to you.
Yes. Now,
it's like it's getting beyond what Nigerians are expecting. You saw a video in Minoko. You get to see a very strong personality from the Niger Delta region calling one candidate a thief. You get to hear, no, this one is sympathetic with Boko Haram. you get to hear that one is like, being accused of siphoning the country's money when it was in seven capacity. I mean, all this bitterness, where do you think it will lead us to?
Well, you see, there's an adage that in law, if you must come to equity, you must come with clean hands. And again, there's this local adage in our place. They said, if you melt easily, you don't go close to the fire.
If you melt easily,
You don't go to the
fire.
Close to the fire. Maybe like a butter. You know butter melts.
Melts,
You
yes.
don't take it very close to the fire. And you say, I don't want my butter to
melt.
Now, you see, everyone that is vying for public office must first of all do a background check. I'm talking about why this hate speech is now. When you know some persons have served in social capacity and do not do well, and that person wants to force himself on the people again, definitely people will react. So that's why I said, if you are coming and you know your hands are clean, you have what it takes to put without, because why people are angry, let me use that word angry, is because you force some certain candidates on them, or they buy their way through. You get me now? So that's why people will react. They say, I know why. He's not supposed to be there. He has done, when he was there, this is what he did. And there are still someone say, when he was there, he did so many things, and he did good things. And by so doing, when he's coming out, he said, yes, I can do better. Just like what Bishop said before. He said, every sinner, or every saint was a sinner. And again, mark you, common sense will always tell us, this person has done poorly, has done bad before. And the person said, I want to come and change. I want to come and do. It's left for you to say, this one, hey, if we try it. These are what generates hate speeches. Oh, he's done something, he cannot do it. And for crying out loud, if you know when you were in office and you didn't do well, what stopped you again? What is making you to go further? Why do you want to force yourself to be in the forefront? No, you can say somebody, well, it's not, but definitely your past will haunt you. Your past, that's why they're digging all this, this is what you did, this is what you did before, because you're the one that did it. And Nigeria, we have so many people with knowledge, that's why everybody can rule. We are endowed with knowledge of it, that everybody can rule. But you need people around you to guide you. And the ones you are not listening to wise counsel, there's a problem. Because I'm there, I'm Alpha and Omega, therefore I will do it. Even while Jonathan was there, there are some people who must have told him, you have what he might, crush these people. He said, no, we are all Nigerians. We shouldn't fight against each other. And they say some of the opposition at that time, well, like, if I was the president, I would have crushed this, I would have done this, I would have done that. And that same thing is replaying again. Yeah. Why didn't you crush them? Now, why didn't you use your might now to crush them? When you hold some people, you raise some authority, you say, leave that person, let that person go. That is why you see agitation. People are saying, no, enough is enough. We must not take this again. That's why there's a revolution now. That now we want, Nigeria must be rescued. Nigeria must be a better place. Because from quite some minutes ago, something, whether yesterday or so, we learned that Emirates has suspended flight to Nigeria. Why? Why? And we call ourselves the giant of Africa. Are we really giant of Africa? When we cannot sustain ourselves, when we cannot, there's another thing I saw again too, about a ship, a vessel. With how many thousands of, $300 million seized in Equatorial Guinea from Nigeria. See, these are things that are making us to say, no, why? You see something is wrong, you cannot even control, you cannot call your people in order. Even if it's my brother, if I was in charge, and I see my brother, if it's my twin brother doing the wrong thing, it's enough for me to say, no, what you are doing is wrong. Because posterity will judge us.
But the way they are taking it, is that the way it ought to be taken?
No.
Over to you now, Bishop. He said, if you melt easily, you shouldn't go near fire. He gave an example of butter that melts, even candle also, they do melt. That Nigerian politics is like fire. And if you don't have the resistive ability to resist the heat, don't go near there. Take it up from there.
That is like what I said the other time, that if you are going for this office, you must be ready for people to do your DNA. And in fact, in Nigeria politics, it is when you come in that you will know who is your real father. they may tell you that the name you bear is not the name of your father. And because of that digging yesterday, you will see that somebody will come up and say, I impregnated your mother in modern school, but I ran away because of this, that, they didn't like. Now me get you. So people can come out and, you know, in the name of looking for money in Nigeria, there is nothing. There is nothing somebody can. You remember, there was one of our leader here in Nigeria that they said he served a J time. Somebody came out, he said, I miss out that J time. Somebody came out in Nigeria, he was not been to jail. And he said, now he may be at that place that time. And he came out and said, he said he was the one. So his conscience is giving him sleepless night. That somebody who is in a position of authority is now the one they said. But all of us knew. In my place, they said, we know where woman they take born. When they say carry waste near fire, they know say not be waste. You go put near fire. Now the place where the baby take come out, now you go put on top of fire. But they don't feel talk and come out. Now you see, everybody should. Well, in 2015, if people dig, you should be free. That everybody should say something. It's like you want to have somebody who's a bishop-elect. That's why you don't wake up and say you ordain a bishop. You must be a bishop-elect for a period of time. I'm not talking about those who wake up in the night and say, God anointed them in their sleep, and now they are bishop in the daytime. Now, you have a bishop-elect that you allow, in our own school of bishop, we allow, when we send our inspectorate, if we want to ordain somebody a bishop, we send inspectorate. They will ask those who are selling ice cream. They will go to the market around the church of the person, unknown to the person that is going to be elected. So we send them across. They go everywhere to God. They ask from Okada, who is this pastor? How does he relate with the community? And people we will not collect the inspectorate report before we can make him a bishop elect. Because the Bible says he must be a man of good report. So anybody that going to lead must also, you cannot say you are a leader. Okay, look at the issue of somebody that want to lead in a Delta State now. Has many names. How do you call somebody? God only change people name once. Abraham to Abraham, Sarah to Sarah, Saul to Paul. There is no issue of changing the name. You have freedom to change the name. You want to change the name into. Then, and when you can answer 50 votes, answer 50 names. Congratulations. But when the result come, when the time to contest come, don't call anybody a devil. When they start bringing your name for different certificate and collate it. Because when you have plenty of names, it shows us that you are a chameleon. That when you get a position that you are aiming at, definitely you are going to say, I didn't say this, I did not say that. Even when people are showing you the billboard and even showing your picture of campaign, you say, you remember in Nigeria, some people are campaigning, they say $1 to $1, they said they are going to tar heaven after they have tarred the earth, and there will, even rain is falling, rain will not come for heaven everywhere. They said those in captivity will be back home, Nigeria is going to be this, is going to be that. I thank God because we are all here. Today, what I said in 2014, people who call us faith prophet have been able to see that out of 23 things we said, 22 has happened. And if with an exam, I get 22 out of 23, nobody will call me failure. And today, we are looking at it now. Now, why is it that people, if we have yesterday that is ugly, and people bring it out, that has to do, I'm not talking of yesterday, or somebody is sick, or somebody is, so that one is different. Sickness is natural to a human being. So, but when we are talking about performance, that's why I say antecedent. If you are sure of the antecedent of your candidate, you don't need to start looking for the ruffle of your opponent. Do your manifesto, explain it, let your manifesto look at MTN and the Glow. Their picture, their panel show you, even if you don't go to school. When you see your name, you say MTN. But today our political party, is there any different? Can you say Coke now, Coke and Sprite, as they are close, you can see that they have a trademark that will make you will not be drinking Sprite and say, na Coke while they drink na Coca-Cola. Even if you don't go to school, they'll be able to define it out for the name of these companies and they No, just to give an example. What I'm saying is that all our parties, can you pinpoint the difference between, people do it like auto, you are in GR 1 today, you are in GR 2 tomorrow. Now, let's look at how many of these people that are in position who are consistent. Look at the antecedent in office, use it to campaign. Look at their mental strength, use it to campaign. Your manifesto of that party, use it to campaign. And the last thing you use to campaign is criticize the power that be and give an alternative of what you can do. Because it's not enough for you to criticize somebody. Those who criticized Jonathan that time, they were all here now.
It is a matter of pig. Pig asked the mama, he said, my mama, why your nose long? Where did you have accident? Why is your nose long? The mama said, the answer is not today. Now, after some time, the mama now look at the child and say, my son, who follow you fight somewhere? Do you have quarrel? Where did you know somebody beat you? Say, no, well, I see that your nose is long. He said, mama, I see her. It's not a long like that. I'm not following person quarrel. The mama now say, you now see that this is our DNA. When you were asking me that time, you see today, people call themselves general. When they were campaigning, they told us that general solved the problem in US, solved the problem in UK. So all what they said today, they designed it. What I'm saying is that we should be able to hold, in my prayer they say, somebody calls you, you don't work. He calls saying, he will pray for you, you can't kneel down. I'll come back to you, Bishop. Just hold on. I'll come back to you. So the reason why we're having this bitterness in politics is because Nigerians are angry. They are trying to vent their frustrations on these candidates and get to know how they are feeling right now. There's having a relationship.
See, the reason why they are, just like I said before, they are in philosophy, there's what they call pro causa, ego causa.
Pro causa, ego causa.
That means nothing happens without something making it to happen. You understand me? That for anything to happen, there must be a reason why it happens. Now, when you see people complaining or applying, oh, this and that, who you want to force on this, on, I don't want to, that's our non-mission names. You see, now, I said, by the time you now impose somebody that the people do not want, because he is a money bag, you now force the person, he's our flag bearer. That's why you see, so many people, we say, I know this and that, we start bringing, say, he's not good. You see the rampage and all. No, we don't want such a person. This and that and that and that. Then the party will not tell you, he's our candidate. It's high time we play beyond our party. And let's talk about the credible candidates. That is what we should look. Forget about the party name. Look at the credible candidates. Somebody, just like we say, which is an incident. This is what he can do. This is what he cannot do. This is what you can boast of that person. Yes. Some people, after giving them money, you know this person is bad. You know this person cannot perform. You start saying that because he has given you money, I will die for this man. I will vote for him. He's the best. He's that and that and that. Kinikon. No, it is wrong. That is why our youth, I'm urging them right now. It's time for us to wake up. We know these people. Let's do what is right. Let's save our country, Nigeria. Because in those days, in the 70s, I was made to understand that with 100, let us forget about this now. You can eat comfortably. Even if you don't have a house, even if you don't have a car, even as a tenant, you'll be living happily. The roads are there. We are to understand that when you finish your youth service at that time, you are given a pijut.
Yes, sir.
And when you finish your youth service, you are sure of work.
You make choice.
At that time, teachers, the word was not in heaven, was here. Which time you misbehave at home, I will tell your teacher. You see, oh, mama, please don't tell my teacher. But can it be said today? No. So that is why it's high time. We've seen these candidates. We've seen them. We know this one is the one that can deliver. Kenya did their own election that day. The man that won, 55 years old man. You see, it is, let us have it in the back of our mind that look, 4 years, 8 years is never forever. It's never forever. We made the mistake once. We made it twice. It's high time for us to correct it. No, this time around, no. That's why you see the youth are now arising. Oh no, we don't want this. Now you talk about campaign that has not yet been declared. You see some people coming out. Yeah, I don't know if I'm allowed to mention some names.
Now you don't mention any for any reason.
You see they're taking a 1 million march. They say it is not the party that is doing this campaign now. It is the people themselves. They are coming out saying we are all out for this. Enough is enough. The parties have not started election because the parties themselves, they know if they beat against INEC rules and regulations, there will be sanctions. So that is why you see it is volunteer groups that are coming out. If you ask them, we are not in that party, but because of this man, we want to belong to that party. It is not the party structure now that is doing it. It's individual, it's the group that are all coming out to say this is the person we want. Sensitizing the people that this is the person that we should all vote for.
All right. So how do we get out of this if we can really get out of this, or is it too late? It has come to stay. The politics of bitterness, digging out ugly facts, whether they are true or false, you get to see them almost everywhere on the social media, mainstream media, even in our papers.
Now, I think that to come out of that, we cannot come out completely from it. But number one step we can take is that the federal government must be sincere and be unbiased.
Sincere and unbiased.
As far as this process is concerned. Then number two, the INEC must be independent according to their native name. They must be independent in the sense that they will not say, oh, the party, it is president that nominated me to be INEC chairman, so I must serve the interest of a sitting president, so at the detriment of others. The INEC must come bluntly and let us see. By now, I expected INEC to have called some candidates to order. Because just like my brother said here, you know in politics, you want to do something, you will send people to be doing it on your behalf. We are all Nigerians. We are all Nigerians. Well, what you see that is happening today, parties are responsible. Parties are responsible. Yes, but it's like between proxy. You do something as a proxy. You say, okay, you know that there are people today who are in position, and they wanted something for some persons, and they tell those people, say, go and do protest in the front of our office because that man supposed to put me in social position. You people will do it as a human rights activist or the community concerned people. You will not know that the man who is interested in a position there is the one that mobilized and paid everybody to come there and stay 1 week. And to you, you will say, oh, people felt this guy is good for us, that's why they are fighting. But somebody is sponsoring behind. Now the party cannot exonerate themselves. If INEC said campaign has not started, either campaign through the window, campaign through the kitchen, campaign through the toilet, everything called campaign that will be somebody's name in any rally, in any something, must be sanctioned. If the INEC want to stand by their word, and how do you do that? You call the person that is contesting. We hear anybody mentioning your name before so time, at so time, we will give you a sanction. It is you we will sanction. We will never sanction any group that is doing frog jump on the road and they are mentioning a name of one man, or a group of farmers who are clapping in their farmers meeting, mentioning one man name. It is the man you are mentioning his name, we will sanction. So if the man knew that any attempt to be bringing him out on a campaign from the back door and know he's going to be sanctioned, he will call every of his men to action and say, you love me, let's go by the rule. Now, if you are going to be our president and you don't have power to tell people to follow the instruction of INEC, how do I vote for you that when you get into power, you won't do something contrary? You know that campaign has not started. If anybody start campaigning for me now, through any means, I must be able to come bluntly to tell an individual, say, please, as much as I know you love me, the rule of INEC, I'm not going to rule by myself. I will rule by the rule of law in Nigeria. To show to the masses that I'm not going to come to power and start ruling by my own mindset. Don't campaign in my name. Let us wait. In my place, they said they are bringing wife for you. You are stretching it. To the window. Now you are the big wife, don't give. You are now looking from the window. The people that are yellow, I've been a wife, I've been a video. Now you will not bring the wife, don't give. You are now privileged from the window. Why don't you exercise patience and let them bring the wife that they are dancing and they bring it? When they remove the veil, you will know if you are black or chocolate or red or white. What if you need to protest? What that happens? Let them bring the wife. How do you protest on something you have not seen clearly? Maybe that woman that is coming has her husband or something is wrong with her. How do you know by looking through the window? So what I feel is that you want to be a president of Nigeria. Why are you in a hurry? Why will you not obey the law of INEC that says September they will open the window? Those who are jumping up for you, what are they going to do the election now before September? Now, if you cannot control the people that follow you now, and you want to control 200 million Nigeria, how are you sincere? Because you see, you are going to know somebody is going to do something when he's going to be rich. You will start doing it when he's already poor. If I'm a man that live by the rule of law, you love me, sir. The law of INEC say no name should be mentioned in the name of direct or indirect or post UME or direct jam campaign. Anything that has to bring rally now is against the law of Nigeria. And I want to correct the old brigade that we are not going to follow the old order. Then my lifestyle now should be a life that preaches it, not that I'm campaigning through the back door. You say when something is not right, it is all right. Let us forget about the name. And see, let me tell you,
It's equity touching.
All right, thank you, Bishop. Let me also know, so I'm straight up to you now, Ambassador, because our time is almost up. How do we get out of it? He said, follow the rules. But it's like all parties are negating the rules because of the direct and indirect
What I
campaign.
want to say, you see,
Yes.
if Party A sees Party C doing it because Party C is in power, definitely it will instigate others.
Yes.
It's just because the party is that B or that is in power is violating it because they are alpha and omega. That is why you see others are following suit. Because if you do it to the smaller ones or the ones that are coming up, they will say, you need to stop them. Is it because they're in power? So that is why you see, for now, no party, I repeat myself, no party is free from it.
Absolutely.
Everybody is doing it.
But it's wrong. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I said the federal government will be sincere. All right. And the INEC will be unbiased. Okay. They take action.
There's an adage in my place. They say, if you have 5 children, and you have disciplined the first son, the one behind will follow suit.
Follow suit. Take correction.
When it gets to my turn, I must be careful. But thereby, if you not caution the first son, you don't concern the second one, and the baby at the house is doing the same thing. You want to flog that is inhuman.
All right. That's why I mentioned that the INEC must not be sympathetic.
All right, thank you.
This is the person that put me to power. I cannot violate the rules.
Thank you. Our time is up. We can go on and on talking about this particular issue. 2023 election, understanding the politics of bitterness. They've spoken at length, bringing out issues, bringing out reason, of course, and a proper solution to all this. It is getting too much. President Nixon of America, Governor America on a wheelchair. Remember history? And of course, they're able to hold a constitution. They have the gentlemanly agreement, they have to stick to it. They have to make sure that America comes first. Please, let's put Nigeria first. Gentlemen, thank you so much. I appreciate a wonderful analysis. Next week, Thursday, Erosa Bola will be on the ground to bring to you the program 60 Minutes Nigeria. I am Wilson on Marshall.